Measles outbreak across the country, and Arizona is not immune to it. Joining us is Will Humble, Executive Director, Arizona Public Health Association. It's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, good choice of words. Arizona's not immune to it.
Well, yeah, see? A little play on words.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the serious cases. You were just mentioning to me before we did this, Colorado City, major outbreak. Why?
It's profoundly unvaccinated. So if you look at there's a public school up there, practically none of the kids are vaccinated there. Most of the kids are homeschooled. So we don't know whether they're vaccinated or not. Vaccines, by the way, are not something that's generally reportable. So you have to use school immunization records as an estimate of what the vaccination rates are. So that outbreak up there has really spread into a few families, many of which have several siblings. And once measles, by the way, is in a house of susceptible kids, one kid gets it, they're guaranteed the rest of them to get it. It's really contagious.
So let's talk about the more common areas where vaccinations are more prevalent. What do people in Maricopa County, Pinal County, where there are a larger numbers of vaccinated people, what do they watch out for and what do they need to be concerned about?
Well, the number one thing is if you're a parent and you've vaccinated your kids, you got absolutely nothing to worry about. There's really nothing to worry about. It's a very good vaccine. Works almost 100% of the time if you've been through the entire series. This series starts when they're 2 years old, sometimes 1 year old. So for vaccinated kids, it's really business as usual, even if there's a measles case in the classroom. For parents who've chosen not to vaccinate their kids, it is something to be increasingly concerned about. Now, we don't have any cases, to my knowledge, in Maricopa County right now or Pima County. There had been some earlier this year up in Navajo County, maybe it was Apache County, and of course, Colorado City right now. So the thing is, once measles gets a toehold, all it's really doing is looking for another susceptible host to reproduce itself. And so if you've got high vaccination rates in a school, there's really nothing to worry about. It's the parents who haven't vaccinated their kids that need to start thinking, is this something I want to do because there isn't the level of community protection that there used to be when we had high vaccination rates.
So if the parent that hasn't had their child vaccinated against measles at the 1 or 2 year old, can you still get started on the treatment
Sure.
at any time?
Yeah, no problem. We start them as soon as the vaccine, we know that it's going to work. And so like hepatitis B, the kids get the vaccine at birth. I don't know if you had kids, that's the vaccine they got at birth. You don't start measles until they're 1 or 2 because that's when the immune system is mature enough to build the antibodies that they're going to need to have that lifetime immunity.
You had mentioned to me a disparity in the school system itself, from public schools to charter schools to private schools. What is the disparity and what should parents know?
Yeah, so public schools generally have pretty good vaccination rates. Charter schools have several percentage lower vaccination rates, and private schools even less than that. My theory on that is that the kinds of parents that would choose a charter school are more inclined to also not vaccinate their kids. I don't know the reason why, but that cohort seems to decide not to vaccinate their kids as much. There's also a big geographic difference in Arizona. So you look at Pima and Santa Cruz counties, they've got great vaccination rates. You start looking at Maricopa County, which is such a huge county, it's really hard to really say, but it's hit and miss. You go to Yavapai and Mojave County, and the vaccination rates are much lower.
How concerned should parents be about children, or even adults, but contracting measles? What are the dangers?
Well, if the kid's unvaccinated, the unvaccinated kid, about 1 in 20 kids who get the virus and get sick with the virus will end up being hospitalized. It's lethal, about 1 in 300 cases. So that's why I'm 65. I had measles when I was 2. My mom continues to this day in her 90s to talk about how scared she was that night. I had 105-degree fever. I was hallucinating, she says. And so it's a really scary disease. Anything that causes pneumonia and potential death, I mean, that's a pretty serious illness. It's among the more serious of the childhood illnesses.
I always appreciate your expertise. We've been talking, it seems like you and I have been talking about these vaccines for a very long time with good reason, but this is one that I wanted to get information out, so I appreciate your expertise on it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Take
I
care.
appreciate the time. We'll be back.